Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Evergiven. We are back again right before our Christmas break, where we won't be back for a little while anyway. We'll be, I think we come back. I don't even know what the day will be. I think we can come back on the 8th is when we'll be back. So we won't be here for the next 2 weeks. But I do have two games to give away today at some point. Um, and oh, it's messaging me, letting me know Jade just went live. Woohoo! Anyway, um, but so yeah, I have two games to give away today, and we have an interesting session today. Today may be a little more lore drop and some more world building, or universe building in this case, because it's a big universe, and we're all just little. What? How does it go? It's a great big universe, and we're all really small. Um, but anyway, Beanie is not here today, so nothing from Mango. So she is flying away, doing her own thing at the moment. She's actually getting her hair dyed, so looked really cool when she messaged us earlier. Anyway, who I actually think I picked on Beanie last week. Who haven't I picked on in a while? I picked on I picked on everyone. But Cammy is going to give our recap as soon as Jade comes back.
Oh, I'm here.
Jade's back! Yay! Welcome back, Jade. So,
All
Cammy,
right.
what happened last session from your perspective and from everybody else's perspective too? If you can give us everybody's perspective.
Let's see here. After the water elementals, Victor got scolded some more. We headed to the desert area.
I wouldn't say
Uh,
scolded.
I would say
I mean,
scalded.
I felt hurt. Okay.
we went to the deserty area. We found what we thought was a camp. We sent the cat in to explore. Found out it was almost all illusions. And the cat meowed and disappeared. So we sent me in with some after getting some enchantments. I screamed and beat my chest, and an earth elemental tried to kill me. It failed.
It did.
We killed it after finding out that everything was an illusion.
It was a great big trap.
Uh, yeah, yeah. Then we went to the jungly area. I climbed up into the trees while everybody else was cutting their way through the forest. Found that there was a trail to the side. Then we followed the trail.
Mhm.
Found a little opening further up the trail. Remember correctly, we sent the cat in again, and it disappeared again.
Poor kitty.
Kitty kept
Uh,
getting
Uh,
killed. That might happen a lot here.
question is,
I did promise Gaia some catnip.
if it happens too many times, can the cat just refuse to be summoned?
He gets 9 chances.
Uh, I think we just decided to walk up to the opening, and there was a few guards. We talked to them and got let in, and now there's a small village of human-like entities with lots and lots of patron tattoos.
Yes.
Um, we were far more surrounded than we ever knew because everybody failed their perception checks miserably. I think we rolled like
Yeah.
ones and twos.
Everyone
Yeah,
rolled
something like that.
horribly. I think the highest roll was like an 8.
I
No,
think
it was a
so.
5.
Oh, 5. I'm sorry.
Yeah, quite a few of us. It's like where'd my nose go? I can't even see my own nose. We asked about Ledem. We found out he's kind of like a folk hero to them. Didn't he? He like breaks people out of the labyrinth. I think was what it was.
He comes in to
And
rescue people.
yeah, and they were severely concerned about our safety because we each only had one tattoo, when even babies had multiples.
Yes.
And I think that
Why
was about it. I
why do
think
you think everybody who's met you said but you're like children?
I would think we would look.
I
My question is, would we look like children, or would we look like some of the baddest ass people in the entire labyrinth that we're walking around with one
I mean, you're
and
at
see
gate number
nothing?
1 at the moment. Yeah. So, probably a little bit
Yeah.
easier at gate 1.
Okay, but yes, I believe that was everything.
That was pretty much everything. All the main parts anyway.
We did
And
end inside of a zone of truth.
yes, the area is a zone of truth. And yeah, so everything that you're gonna have to say, if you want to lie, you have to roll a check, and then they will probably know you're lying anyway.
fantastic.
Well, since our little dealing with Kaladim, Zarai's been trying not to withhold information because that bit her in the ass, or bit us in the ass last time.
Just a little bit. You could say a tiny bit. Yes, I agree. Anyway, all right. Let's see. So because this is our last episode before our holiday, the key the our passphrase for the day is going to be holiday. So the first person that and I'll mention it a couple times up until probably break ish. So we may give away something right before we go to break, or if Bean decides to come back, we may break a little bit early, and I'll do it then. But the password today is holiday. Anyway, so let's jump into the episode, or into the session with you all getting a long rest. So you may all take a long rest as you all get to sleep in the village where you are very highly protected, where they basically they give you each your own little a tent, but it looks like they can be broken down in an instant, within a matter of minutes, and the whole village could completely disappear.
Yeah, you mentioned that last time when we first got here. I remember writing that down.
Yes, so the whole village is ready to be broken down and gone in a matter of minutes. One of the what appears to be the eldest of the group, after you all have taken your long rests and you all finally get up, he looks like he is sitting there by Zerai. He's like sitting away from you, waiting for you to wake up.
Is he kind of like watching me in like a creepy manner?
Very creepy manner. Like, okay, you've slept. We need to converse.
So we were all waking up now.
So you all wake up, and
I'm
this
gonna
creepy
kind of
old dude is sitting cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, just off to the side of all of you, just watching you all sleep.
is he within our like would we see him?
Yeah, you see him.
Like out of the okay. I'm gonna as I wake up, I'm gonna see him and kind of jump like a foot back. Like what the hell?
Awake. Mm-hmm.
Is it normal for you to just watch people?
We like to make sure that those we let into here are not of the others or from the labyrinth.
Creepy.
So Zarai's
And
gonna yawn and stretch, and then she's gonna roll over and look over and be like, "I'm so glad I sleep with clothes on."
as you
Dana's
say
gonna
that,
look
one of the
from
patrons
her
walks
spell
by
book.
completely nude. Oh, they don't clothing. They don't. Clothing's not a.
Yeah, I
Dana
know they.
looks up from her spell book and hears you say that and is like, "Why? Not wearing anything."
Um,
There are children walking around.
Some of them are also completely nude.
Anyways, I look over at the elevator. Um, is there anything we can help you with?
Why have you come?
We are looking for Ladem.
Yes, you've said as much. But to come here to find someone here in our prison is quite dumb.
Louis
Um,
kind of stretch and be like, "Is there another way to find the prisoner in a prison than going into it?"
Not going into it?
How would we find him if we're on the outs and he's on the in?
Wait
How are
for
we gonna
him
find him?
to come out?
It's
Ah,
time sensitive.
how would we know he came out if we weren't there?
But you have. He looks at each one of you and your one rune. He glanced to where each of your runes are. You came in with not even being prepared.
we're prepared, just not in the same way you might be.
He kind of makes a motion with his hand, and 7 guys that you didn't see are standing around you with spears at the ready. You say you're prepared, but are you really?
Louis,
And he makes a waving gesture with his hands, and they all turn and walk away.
Louis just kind of rubs his eyes again. You snuck up on sleeping people in your village, and kind of gave him a thumbs up. Like,
I mean, that's not that hard to do.
Yes, but you would all be dead weren't for us standing over you, making sure you, one, weren't something that came from the labyrinth, and two, are protected while you're here because we don't kill our own.
It sounds more creepy as we go.
Well, as I said,
Here you learn to survive. Some of us survive together in small villages for mass protection. However, we are much slower than the runners.
How do the runners survive?
By fighting.
Running.
They run from one gate to the next, just surviving. Sometimes they take refuge in our communities. We have decided to come back to gate 1 because he points over to another tent. We have children coming. And we have a quick way to get back to the gate where we last left. I do not know where Ladem is, though. We could possibly take you further if you want to stick, or you can stick to yourselves. It's up to you.
Well, I imagine we're trying to go further.
It might be best to stick with them, huh?
how long were you going to be here? You came back for children. Is it just for them to be born, or do they have to grow up a little
For
while?
them to be born.
Oh.
We give them a little more protection here at Gate 1. The bad things are not as bad. We are all over the Gate Labyrinth. There are I don't even know how many of us there are anymore. But we have 2 about to bear children, so we came back to be able
Since
to
he's sitting
protect
there,
them.
since he's sitting there talking with us, and I didn't get a chance to earlier, Louis gonna go. Oh, maybe you can tell me more. The giant guy on the outside seemed to think mine was. He holds up his little hand. What does mine mean? His mark or my mark? So you can get a look at it. He holds it up.
Oh, I gotta remember which one I had it written. Oh, I know what it is. I had to think about it for a second. Interesting.
Yeah, that's the response I've been getting.
At least we know it's interesting.
He stops for a minute and then he looks at it and he traces it. I have never seen the like. I'm not sure exactly what your rune does.
Mm,
Where did you get it?
Lidem.
All of us except for one of our party have gotten our runes from Ladem.
Yeah, the sleepy one got one from the giant,
Giant? What giant?
gesturing at a probably still sleeping Mango.
He was the one guarding the door for us to get in here.
So you came through Get Death's Gate then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be the gate. Yeah.
And it puts you at 1. That is interesting.
Well,
Because we have
to be
travel.
fair, it wouldn't open until I touched it with mine mark, which is why I want to know more about it.
I don't know. You could ask Ladem if you ever do, if you are able to find him and don't die before you are able to.
Oh, we're good at not dying. It's just how good or how hurt we are before we don't die.
Yeah.
As I say that as I look over at Victor.
That I don't know what you're talking about.
Louis just looks at all of you.
Since you just said you don't know what you're talking about, this is the first lie that any of you have told. Please roll
Oh
a
shit! I
deception.
meant it more sarcastically.
No, but
Damn
it is a zone of truth.
Yeah,
Please,
yeah. What do I need to
please
roll?
a wisdom saving throw for me to try to lie about that.
Ah, actually, maybe.
You're in a zone of truth. Everybody is like Drax right now.
Did I pass?
What did you roll? 22. I was not looking over at the thing. You actually do pass. Would you like to lie about that?
As I'm gonna kind of look at Captain. I don't know what you're talking about, Captain.
Okay, you don't recall.
I just went for a swim.
You don't recall poking various objects in holes with a stick?
I remember that, but I don't remember almost dying. I remember going for a swim.
Yeah, and what happened when you almost went for a swim?
We made some friends.
No, they weren't friends. They were there to kill us.
You've made friends in the labyrinth.
No,
you didn't.
he's bluffing.
No.
Have you heard of sarcasm?
So you decided to walk towards the water's edge?
Yes.
And
And then I
elementals.
poked it. And then it said, "You die." I said, "Oh,
The water is drinkable, though.
yeah, we found that out." You see, something good came out of it.
But there are many elementals. Why would you approach the water without being aware?
Because I didn't know, and we wanted to test it. Well, I want to test it.
As many will tell you here, children. Um,
You're not wrong.
He's filled with a sense of childlike wonder.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you what your rune actually means, other than there are symbols within the symbols, and this one represents healing, but it's not healing. It's also death. I'm not sure how this works.
I can remember. Slightly out of character. Did well, I guess I could say it into character. I believe the giant asked me if I had died yet, or something like that. So that would make
Maybe,
sense.
maybe it's like a rebirth thing.
I think he also said it had something to do with royalty, but I get that a
It
lot
seems,
too.
my first guess was that it was a death ward, but it seems a little more powerful than just a death ward.
I am not exactly sure what it does. However, my guess is something life and death. I don't know. I cannot tell any
Well,
further than that.
life is about to be be born, so maybe I should go hang out with them and see if something happens.
I was looking really back. You're immortal. That's
I
my
wouldn't
guess.
necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily say he's immortal.
I'll
None of
eventually punch
us
something that
are
will find out.
immortal. We live very long lives if we survive as long as we can. However, nothing is immortal. Even the gods die. And when all of us get out of this prison, put here by them, rest assured, they will also die.
Louis just kind of turns his head slowly towards the captain and then kind of Mango.
So what is it you wish to do? Find Ladem, yes. But how will you do that? If you've never been here and you have but one rune. At gate 1, obviously.
We do what we're best at and improvise.
Okay.
But some information on the labyrinth would also be helpful.
The labyrinth will devise many ways to kill you.
Yeah, we're kind of aware of that.
You're
As
at
Yeah.
I
gate 1.
look over at Victor again.
The labyrinth learns
Hmm.
is if you do not grow, it will overtake you. It is meant to kill all of us.
Hmm. Well, that sounds fun.
So, how would you recommend that we grow in order to survive?
That is
How
up
does
to
one?
you. You can run, or you can be very slow and take it the slow way, like we do. And maybe
Louis
one
gonna kind
day in the future, you might run into Ladem. If he's still here.
Louis gonna kind of point to his tattoos. How does one go about getting more of those?
By passing trials and passing gates.
We did pass trials. That's how we got our first one. That's how the dam gave them to us, I guess. Well, where do you take these trials? I wanted more, but the giant wouldn't let me take another trial, or he didn't say if I could or not.
It's because you've only passed one gate. It looks down at himself, and you see him covered. I have been through more than 50 gates.
Well, at the time of getting this, I had actually gone through no gates.
True, but Ledem is very powerful. He is one of only a handful that has ever completed the labyrinth.
Okay. So go through a gate, then do a trial, repeat until you have a desired amount of tattoos.
You pass each gate, you are then faced with trial,
Okay.
and if you survive, then you are given a new rune.
Okay. And then, okay. Kind of like looking back from where we came and then back to the, that would be a lot of walking and running.
Oh,
Is
here you will always run. Well, he
I
looks
prefer
around
to
the
fight.
village, and he says, "We are prepared to leave at a moment's notice. If any of the guards alert us, we will be out of here in moments."
I want to do a like a look around the village since he actually said something about it. Are they all just human-like, or can I see different
No,
races
there are
or
no
any?
other races. They are all human. They are all look like they're human.
Okay.
You don't see any of the other races. They all seem humanoid
I'll
or human.
point over to the sleeping one and be like, she can fly, so I mean, she doesn't have to run.
You don't think any of us can fly? You don't want to be in the air. Not for long, anyway. You survive less when you're up there. Um, because then things can see you from long ways away. Stick to the ground. You'll last longer, just a little bit anyway. As for well, what was it? Well, I'm sorry, the DM brain fart. What was the other thing you had said?
Um, no, I think he
DM.
answered all of my
Okay,
questions.
DM brain fart. Sorry. I'm dealing with my head is congested right now, so I'm dealing with the cold. So I have the sniffles and my head's like all congested and just like foggy.
Yeah,
So,
the other one was how we get the more of the things, and it was go through a gate, you get
Go
a
through a gate.
trial, survive the trial, get a new tattoo, repeat until you're done with the amount of tattoos you want. Or I guess then he'll have, when we complete the trials, do we get any say in what kind of mark we get, or is it random every time?
Most of the time it's random. Sometimes they're given with purpose. Like yours, obviously. So you want to and he looks over at Dana. So you want to know more about what's in the labyrinth? Many times we come across wolf-like creatures, half wolf, half man, who will tear through entire groups of us in moments. They're probably the worst to come across if you come across the pack. You probably want to run. And Choden. If you ever see large beetle-like creatures, run. Don't stop. just run. Dragons are often common here. You'll find quite a few of them. Yeah, there's so many things that would kill you here. Elementals, demons, devils, these cat creatures that will prowl around at night. And a thing that some of us have, well, it is rumored to be true, but I do not believe in such fairy tales. A creature of multi-eyes who no one lives to tell the tale. I do not believe in such fairy tales, but I guess even in the most deadly place in the universe, we have fairy tales to make you scream at night.
I don't know. I've literally been through hell. It takes a lot to scare me.
You may have been through hell, but this is... If hell had a hell,
It's double hell.
It's hell squared.
Double hell.
Double hell. Dun dun dun.
it's HE double L.
Yeah, you know, it's like
So
that show has been held.
very
going to
silly challenges.
Double hell. Oops, sorry.
How do we if we were to run ahead, how would we find the gates?
That was going to be my next question.
Did you see the large pillar that marked your first entry?
Yes.
Just look for the pillars. They will find you.
That's ominous in the slightest.
This whole place is fucking ominous. What are you talking about? I mean, have you paid attention to the way that the day cycle works here? There's no sun anywhere yet. It's fucking daylight out. Come on now. This whole place is just ominous and doesn't make sense.
It is
Definitely
the
does excite
labyrinth.
me
It
in
is
the
not
dark.
supposed to make sense. It is sentient.
If it's sentient, then that means it has a heart.
It does
We can
not.
kill the labyrinth.
Killed me.
Many have tried, but there's no way to kill what is...
Pretty sure you said earlier everything can die.
Nothing is immortal.
This is true.
If it's sentient and it has a pulse, it can die.
But it does not have a pulse. It has a life, but no
we-
pulse.
We killed a rock and water earlier. It does not have to have a pulse.
Millennias ago, back in the way ancient days, it is said that humans had devices that were alive but yet not alive. The labyrinth is such a device.
Warforged?
No, Warforged are living beings put inside things.
Sounds kind of like how my Spelljammer was constructed.
I know of your spelljammers through stories of people who have come back. They are Those are magical, based on magical beings, and a Warforged is kind of the same. These were mechanical beings with no souls. He's talking about
Right.
AI. He's literally talking about AI.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Are we in the
I was-
Matrix?
I was gonna say constructs, but
I mean, metaphorically, kind of.
mm. In the Matrix, got it.
Wait, but if that was in the distant past,
Dun dun dun! Somebody just caught on.
You just missed the scary door.
I see what's happening.
Do you? Do you see what's happening?
Are we in a simulation of a simulation?
In,
In a
that,
simulation?
that is a simulation of a simulation. That is correct.
Do we take a red pill or the blue pill?
Take
We
the
have a
pink
fun
one.
night. Take them both.
Take them both. Yeah. You and I thought.
I mean,
Take
that's
both.
fair.
Screw everything up.
That's how you
Yeah.
become the one. You do everything or nothing.
That's too much work to be the one.
So,
I want to be the number 2.
you can stay with us as long as we are here, but once we are ready to leave, you must make a choice. Or you can leave anytime you wish. We are more or less protected at the moment because we are back at gate 1 and we have some very powerful, we have even a couple of runners who have joined our group because they were runners. They have joined our group because, well, obviously one is about to have a baby with another. That's why we're here.
I think before we make a decision whether we would like to stay with the group or not, I would like to have a discussion with my compatriots.
That can be arranged. Anything else?
I'm hungry. Where's the food? It is
As-
morning after all.
As one of as you say that, one of the patrons over a smaller, younger, maybe teen, walks over and unfolds a fish out of a cloth
Ooh.
and sets it down in front of them and begins tracing a couple runes on their hands, and 2 turns into 4, 4 turns into 8, 8 turns into 16 in a matter of seconds.
I need to learn that.
As Louis looks at sees this and looks at the old man. You said I get to pick my next one, right?
That would be very helpful. Especially
That is so good.
That is
Ah.
such a fucking Louis thing. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
That is definitely a Louis.
I'm gonna look at Louis and be like, that would make things a lot easier for you.
Yeah, no more extra. Imagine the cook. She wouldn't have to be making all that. She just makes me one serving, and I can just.
I mean, for sure.
Do I have to? Do I get to?
Now I want this to be a thing. I want Louis
Oh,
to get
that's
that.
hilarious.
Do I have to know exactly which one I want, or can I just tell them? Because like, do I need to memorize the one that that he has on, or the kid has on his wrist?
It does not usually work that way.
Which gate did they go through?
Which gate did she get that rune?
Yes.
Yes.
He looks at her and says, 5? Or were you 6 gates old? And she says, 6.
We could make it to 6.
We know where we need to go now.
Who's gonna kind of scratch his head for a second and look at him?
But I received mine at gate 12, so it's never
There's no
exactly.
consistency.
I'm gonna guess time doesn't exactly work here the way it does everywhere else, huh?
Time is a construct. You can
I'm gonna guess as
manipulate
long as we
time.
stay here, but I mean, I'm guessing as long as I stay here, I'm gonna stay like this as long as I stay in the labyrinth, aren't I?
No, because you will age like any other mensch.
Okay. I was curious. Being interested now. Seems like something I think the way you guys measure age.
Most of the lower races are all some sort
Okay.
age differently than we do.
Well, I guess also is we've been in here 2 cycles of light and dark. Would that be the same as if we were on the outside, or like?
Having
I
never
guess,
been on the outside, I would not know.
anybody in your group been on the outside that would be able to tell us? Because
None of us,
time
because
is
we have never been rescued.
none of the runners started on the outside or anything.
They run to the next gate.
Hmm.
Only a few have ever gotten out. But Ledem comes in to save a few at a time.
Okay.
Along with there is rumored to be another who runs to save others, but we have not heard of him in a very long time. You wanted to have a discussion amongst yourselves.
Yes. If
He stands
all
up.
right.
The teenager that's also standing by you, looking at you all and kind of glancing at your runes. She's kind of has a really um a smirk on her face, looking at each of you. And she turns and walks away as he stands up.
Condescending smirk.
Yes, a very condescending smirk.
I will wave it when she goes to turn away. I'm gonna wave at her with my hand with my weird mark that he doesn't understand either. Like, I only got one, but mine's better than or different than yours. Mine's unique.
Please don't pick a fight with the people.
She
Oh, come on,
continues to
man.
just walk away. She's completely ignoring you.
It's about time that we fix a fight.
He stands up and as he turns to walk away, he traces a rune along his waist, and a small globe encircles you.
Oh, that's fancy.
And he walks away.
Can I touch the side of the globe and see what happens?
You go over and walk, and you touch the side of the globe. It is solid.
Oh, lovely.
But people are walking. You see people walking around the globe, and you seem to have privacy.
I'm guessing what's
So
the
what
Do we not
So,
hear any of the noise of the
You do
village or
not hear
anything?
any of the noise from the village.
Okay.
so I look around the rest of the group. I'm like, so what do we think?
Well, if time is indeed of the essence, I don't think we can really afford to just move with the village.
Should probably have a talk with the other runners before we at least leave, though. See if they can give any tips about running.
It's definitely a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of have to go.
I don't know. I kind of think sticking with these people might be to our benefit, even if it does take longer.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
Strength in
Go.
numbers and whatnot.
yeah, but what if by the time we get back, everything's already happened? We can't. We don't know how time is working outside. What if we're going faster, or what if we're going slower in here? What if it's been 4 days out there just to R2?
Yeah, time did move at a faster pace when we were in Ladem's prison.
Time slow. Time was very very fast in Ladem's, and
Yeah.
no. Yeah, so for you guys it was no time, and for the rest of the world it kept going by. It was
Yeah,
Mhm.
weren't
so
we
it
gone for like 4 months or 2 months or something like that?
yeah.
Even though we were
Yeah,
there
that's
like
why we
overnight.
needed the time shift to get back, and now we're here.
So it could go either way.
Yeah, we don't know if it is like I would say it would be better to lean on it being similar to Ladem's prison, and we might need to hurry the hell up.
Yeah, we
Because
might
if
not
it's,
even be able to stick around to fight anything. We might have to be just prepared to run from everything we find.
yeah, 'cause if the same thing that created Ladem's prison created this, or if they are indeed could be just the same prison, he might have just been in a different gate. He said something about gates when we met Ladem.
I wrote we go forward. Maybe the
Singularly
runners
or
council give us. No. That's I'm just putting my vote in. Like I'm just saying, I vote this option.
Well, we certainly don't go individually. So
I mean,
That's why I'm
as a
having it.
small group versus a large group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the runners could also tell us what we could potentially have to run from.
Well,
Like
we have
maybe
Well,
a
he
in
did give you
more
a couple.
detail.
He did give you a couple of the monsters that they have fought and survived, or maybe didn't survive, and that's why they ran.
Maybe they can give us tips on being able to run away from if there's skills or something that may
or if
help.
the village has any scrolls we could procure.
Uh, maybe, but I think they're beyond that. I think all of their scrolls are on their skin.
That's what it seems like. But you
But
never
they
know.
might,
There
yeah.
could be people who write things down on their paper and not their skin.
But in this world, would the paper actually just be somebody else's skin?
Ooh.
It could be.
There's just somebody in the corner just like slicing off their skins. Like, here you go, here's your paper.
I mean,
Some of them old magic books, I'm pretty sure, are supposed to be written on skin of some kind.
I think that's with the thing with the Necronomicon.
Yeah.
So,
So I also think we probably just need to talk to the runners and start moving because we have no idea how fast everything or slow everything's moving on the outside. I think it'd be better if we ended up moving fast and came back and it'd be great if like Kaladin he just turned around to walk away. Or no, not Kaladin, Kadra. There we go. Wrong C or K sounding name.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Oh, the funny thing is
Mango is
also-
impartial.
I also got a new notebook for this campaign. So
I have a notebook too.
But did you find your old notebook?
I did. It's actually right here.
So I'm just gonna look at the captain after. It seems like most of us have pretty much decided.
Two voted to go. I don't think Dana's cast her vote yet.
I do think we should head off, just the 5 of us. I agree with strength in numbers, but there is also a matter of time that we aren't entirely aware of.
I'm gonna attempt to grab a fish without anybody noticing off the floor.
Well, I
Okay.
don't think you need to do that.
Roll
I
a
mean, I
stealth,
noticed
roll
this with
roll
my
a
passive
sleight of
perception.
hand.
That's what I rolled. I got an 11.
11. What's everybody's passive perception? Is everybody above an 11?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
14.
14.
Everybody sees you grab it off the.
Do you still try to do it sneakily?
You know, I think we were going to cook those in a little bit if you wanted to wait.
He kind of like rips off a little piece. One of the great things about fish is it's still good.
As,
Got
as,
one
as you as you as you grab the fish, the eye looks at you at the corner of its eye. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
kind of Owen's kind of looking at Louis and be like, you really didn't have to try to steal that? I don't know what you were going for.
I didn't want to disrupt the flow of the conversation.
Ah. All right.
Oh,
So
Captain.
So have you made your choice?
I think we're still waiting on Captain.
It doesn't matter what I have to say at this point.
But you are the captain and make the final choice.
And that doesn't mean we don't value your input.
Yeah.
The thing is we may be in a time sensitive, or time may be of the essence and everything, but getting there quickly doesn't mean shit if we can't survive. That's my thinking. And we don't know what lies ahead, and we've barely scraped through the last 2 fights we've gotten into.
It's fair.
Maybe
There's
we'll
only
have-
so much I can do to keep you all alive.
Maybe we'll have a better understanding once we talk to the runners.
'Cause we don't have to make the decision right this second. The old man said we can wait until they go to leave. Basically, we can take off on our own or just stay with them. So we can take a little bit of time to think about it. We've already been here 2 days, so an extra couple of hours or so won't really matter.
We could probably.
Can
stay
I
with-
see like anything that's going on the outside?
No, you can see everything going on the outside. You see, as you decide to look out of the outside of the bubble that you're currently in, you do notice, because it's completely translucent all the way around. You do notice a couple. It looks like a bit of something's happening outside the bubble, but you can't hear anything. And you see a couple people running towards one location, and they're all standing around.
Is it the baby hut?
You're not sure because you can't hear anything. You can see things, but you can't see. But there's
Well,
there's a bunch of people in the way.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, the old man, he had pointed to which one was the hut where the
Oh
the
yes,
pregnant people.
there was he did point in that look in that general direction.
Okay. Well, it looks like if that's what I think it is, we might just be able to go with them anyway. Because it looks like those babies might be here now. Well, cleric might be helpful, but who knows with their powers, they might have it all well covered.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with them. Like they're they're for lack of a better word, is their magical prowess way excels any of my understanding. My divine energy will not. It is nothing compared to theirs.
Well, don't sell yourself short. Your powers have been able to keep us through this place, even with our limited uh, understanding or acquisition of these runes.
But at the very least, we're all agreed we need to talk to the runners before we make our real final decision.
I think we
Thing
should.
is, I do agree with talking to the runners. Question is, are there any runners in camp at the moment?
Louis
Yeah,
points over to the hut.
the elder said that there were a few.
One
He
of the
did.
at least one of the ones giving birth is a runner, and so is their significant other. Or both of them might be runners, I'm not sure. I know at least one of them was, he said.
He did.
Alright.
So we might have to wait till the runner's done with what they're doing before we ask them any questions. I think they're a little busy right now.
Well, if the village is going to leave soon to head further into the labyrinth,
I'm
we could
assuming they're
stay-
heading to the next gate once they pack up here.
I would assume so as well. So we could stay with them until they decide to.
They might have a
Make
faster
camp
way,
again?
actually. He made it seem like he said they had their own way back. So they might, one of them might have a rune that helps them take back to where they've been before or something within the labyrinth. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I
And
guess if they're gonna leave soon, it might just be worth sticking with them.
yeah.
I agree. I think we should talk to the runners first when we can, before we make any choices.
See how long they're going to stay with the group. Maybe if they'll let us join them, maybe we could join the runners. Because then we have a little bit of best of both worlds. We have people who are aware of the surrounding areas and such, and we're still moving fast.
Definitely sounds better than us blindly wandering through this place.
Still doesn't. We still don't have clue one of how we're going to find Ledem, though. All we know is he's down here somewhere, but we don't know how deep.
Well, we found him purely by accident and coincidence and hole in the universe last time. Hopefully that'll happen again.
Do you remember what that portal looked like? I will never forget what it looked like.
Yes, but next time we find a portal, don't just go jumping into it.
Well, not just any portal.
That being said,
Yes, but I mean, you did take a huge gamble. What are the odds is that is the portal to exactly where you needed to go and some portal to some other random place?
Well, not all portals look the same. I saw the one that I had recognized, and that is burned into my mind's eye.
I mean, because you did sit there and
I
look at
think-
it for many, many thousands of years.
So I didn't know that. I didn't know what was on the other side, but I knew I was going through it. Sometimes
right,
that's
I'm
all
just
you need.
saying, before jumping into a portal, take a beat, make sure that, like, you're not just jumping blindly in. without the rest of us.
Yes, of course. I'm not a fool.
Uh-huh.
Actually, since I think you'd probably jump into the portal again, I think that makes you insane.
On the contrary, if I find the same portal, that is more likely to lead us to Ledem than traveling through
Yeah,
the
but
labyrinth
which
gate after
Ledem?
gate.
Which
Which-
Ledem? Are like, is it the Ledem of the past or the Ledem of our current present, or the present we come from?
Time is a
For all we know.
construct.
Now you're sounding like a fucking patriot
A
or a
patron.
patron.
We find out one way or another.
I have a sneaky suspicion that those Ledems might be one and the same somehow. He's a weird pseudo deity. He might be outside of time, like us, or the way we do it as mortals, or as lesser mortals, since they're up. They're just higher mortals. Since
Well,
they
if
said no
it's
one
the
is
same
mortal.
Ledem, maybe he won't botch the fucking spell, and if we lose any time trying to find him, he can actually send us back to Targa at the correct time frame before this whole fucking world goes to shit.
Are you gonna trust him to do that?
Well, he did screw up the last time.
Yeah, my
I'll go
faith
with-
in his ability to actually send us to where we need to go is kind of iffy at this point.
He's 0 for 1.
I just
I have
found
a feeling
Captain,
if
so
Ledem
In your
sends us
book,
back-
he's 0 for 1. But you know.
I have
But
a
at the
feeling
same
if Ledem-
time, he was also able to counter a fucking high ranking fucking devil spell to give me my memory back.
True.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have some faith in his abilities. Not very strong faith in his abilities, but I have some faith in his abilities.
it's like a 30-70 split.
Kind of more 60-40.
60-40.
Okay.
I will say he
Or
definitely has
40-60.
the abilities.
Oh, he has the abilities. Whether he fucks them up or not is what's in question.
Well, you know.
Like that thing, you can get a surgery from the best surgeon in the world, but if he fucks yours up, as far as you're concerned, he's a shit surgeon.
Exactly.
So
You do something enough times, you're bound to fuck up at least once, right?
That's true.
as
Yeah,
you
exactly.
as you are continuing to talk, you see the old man kind of look through the bubble at you and kind of nod at you, like, "Are you finished, or do you need more time?"
The creepy guy staring at us again.
Think he can hear us through the bubble?
No,
I don't think he can.
I think we're supposed to give him a signal to let him drop it down. Give him a thumbs up.
I'll just kind of reach out my hand and wave him over to drop the bubble.
As the bubble drops, you do hear a bunch. As the bubble instantly drops, you do hear the commotion of gasps and awes and awes, and and then uh and then everything goes quiet as he looks over at you and kind of puts up a finger, and he walks into the crowd of people. And he holds up a what looks to be a quill, and you see him bend down and you don't see anything else.
For some reason, I thought you said he was going to stand up holding the baby by the ankle or something.
No.
He's going to hold the baby up by the ankle and smack its ass like an old school doctors.
And then you hear a cry let out from a baby, a newborn baby.
Is this old man doing what I think he's doing?
And
Maybe.
then a few moments goes by, and he holds up the baby, and the baby has a brand new rune tattooed on its arm.
Yep, he just did to the baby what I thought he was going to do.
Old school tattoo method.
We can give tattoos? Hmm.
A moment later, after the cheering stops, and you see him give the baby back to its parents, and they say some things in hushed tones, and he begins to walk back towards you. So, what have you decided?
We are still undecided. We would like to speak with some of the runners before we make a decision.
We will leave them to for the evening. We are having a celebration. If you are interested in joining us for the evening.
I don't see any harm in that.
Sounds lovely.
And he yells something in another language, and the cheer goes throughout the entire the small makeshift village. And he says, "Well, then join us. We'll dance."
Mm.
And you see some people dragging out some drums and what makeshift drums and what appears to be maybe a lute and a couple other instruments, and they begin singing and dancing.
I'm gonna look at the old man. Wait, do you have a hand drum?
And he waves over, and somebody brings a small makeshift drum. It's made out of the skin of something, and it's on a what appears to be some sort of tube that you could made into some sort of drum.
We guess we should head over and celebrate.
See, how do you? Well, if I tried to play it, would that just be my performance, or do I get to add my proficiency to it because I'm trained as to play the drum?
Yeah, you can add your proficiency.
Trying to figure out how do you?
So it's a performance.
Okay. Can I right click and add proficiency to it? No, I guess I'll just roll it and then
And then roll and just add the proficiency bonus.
roll good, and then plus 3 more, so I rolled an 18.
18. You are playing some pretty good in your. They already have a beat going, and there's a bunch of music, and you are playing right along with the rest of them without missing a beat, literally.
No,
What is everybody else doing?
I will try to dance along to the music.
Sure, I'll do that too. What do I need to roll?
Roll a performance.
I don't care how I look.
She's just
Dana
like,
looks a fool.
I don't
Oh,
care.
sorry. I rolled that twice. 18 was my first one.
18. You're dancing very well. There are a couple of the others in the village. They are kind of they are not approaching you all. They are keeping the semi-wide berth, but a couple of them watches you dance and kind of give an approving nod.
Would I be
All
able
of
to wave any of them over? Or no?
You can try.
All right.
Roll
Persuasion, I'm
roll a
assuming?
persuasion check. See if you can persuade one of them to come over and join you.
No.
The ones that were looking at you approvingly, they look at you again and then turn around and walk towards the rest of the group as they're kind of dancing
Damn.
I just picture Dana sitting there doing like a mosh pit dancing, just punching and kicking at the air.
You all continued. So is everybody dancing and playing along with the whole group?
Actually, I
or-
was going to say, while this is going on, I'm going to kind of slip out of the crowd and kind of walk towards the edge of the village and just kind of look out into the landscape in contemplation.
As you are looking out into the landscape, we are going to take a quick break. So, all right. So, for anybody in Jade's chat and in my chat, you need to be in my chat to be able to win. But there was
be right back.
a
I'm gonna use the
word that I
restroom.
gave earlier, and I don't know if wait, hold on, how many people are in here? Going to look at each one. Hold on a second. Boop boop.
I thought you were gonna be like, as you're looking out towards
Actually,
land,
I
this
only
big
have
thing flying at you.
I only have a couple of people in my chat, so I am not. I will just hold on to it until later. Maybe, hopefully, we can have a couple more people join us. So, we're just gonna take a quick break, and we will be back in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, good.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll be back in 10 minutes. See you all in a minute. Let me get us out of here onto our be back soon screen. Boosh.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, hold on. And we're back. There we go.
Okay, but now I actually can't see you, and I don't want you to fall. Don't bite me. There you go.
She was like trying to get away from you. She's like, but
Well, I put her behind me because it's my unseen familiar, unseen servant. So,
yeah, she's
ow,
just like hanging out.
ow, you have nails.
Mhm.
Don't look like that.
Okay.
Anyways,
It says Bean went live.
Bean is live. What?
That's what just popped up in my on my Twitch. It said Bean went
so
live.
yeah, it says she just got
Is it
onto
her birthday?
Dead by Daylight.
I thought she said she was gonna stream. I thought that was her.
Oh, maybe she was.
Right. It said something about birthdays. I didn't get to read it all the way, but maybe she's doing a birthday stream.
I
She
swear
doing a
this is-
birthday stream? I don't see her. I don't see her in streaming. I don't
Yeah,
see
no,
her
I don't see
online.
her little icon in the corner, but I saw the little
Wait,
square pop up, so
is
maybe it was on
she?
accident.
No, she's playing Dead by Daylight.
Oh, yeah, it says Boss is live. Yeah, so she's in the.
Did she just decide that she didn't want to show up when she can?
No, she was getting her hair done earlier, so I don't know. And I know she was. I thought she was just gonna be in our chat,
Oh my goodness.
but she is not. I actually don't see her. Oh wait, maybe show more. No, she's not
Oh,
live.
no, she's got a timer, 8 minutes and 40 seconds.
I'm gonna go
Oh,
bug
maybe
her.
that's why. Otherwise, I'd give her a hard time too. But you know, we're in. You know,
Jade, you're still streaming, and you're on the thing.
I know.
Discord
I would
messages.
just. We could still go bug her though. Everybody go
Oh, I'm already.
bomb her channel.
I'm already on it.
No, I was just letting Jade know because I looked at Jade's stream and all of a sudden I could see Discord messages on the little screens. I'm like, I don't think
Yeah.
that's supposed to be.
Yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting that I don't have that set up.
Okay, well, yeah.
There,
I just
I
wanted to
went
make sure.
and I went and
just in case
messaged her.
she thought she could stream sneakily. I guess I don't know.
She was streaming very sneakily, but it did
I'm
not
pretty
work
sure
because
she
we
said
caught her.
last week she was gonna do a birthday stream.
And it is her birthday.
Why she want to come play a game with us?
She didn't want to come play games with us because it was her birthday.
That jerk.
Anyway, so Jade, as you are kind of just hanging out, go ahead and give me a perception check.
24.
24.
It was a nat 20.
Ooh.
Hell yeah.
As you are looking out into the woods, into this jungle, way off in the distance, in between, down this, you're looking towards the trail where you guys came up, and at the far end where you see it turn the corner, and you're just kind of looking in that direction, you see something skitter across the path.
Is it a bunny? Do we do a holy hand grenade?
The only of Antioch is the only one you
Is
need.
there like a guard near me or anything?
You don't see any of them. That doesn't mean they're not around.
Yeah. So every time we thought they weren't there, there was like 7.
I'm gonna hastily make my way back towards the elder, and without trying to cause alarm, I'm going to lean in and kind of in a hushed voice tell him, I saw something outside the village skittering around. You might want to have someone check it out.
He stops dead. We have not seen anything. I will alert them. He stops for a moment, draws a rune on his forearm. Two are not answering. He turns and looks, eyes wide, and he yells, "Move!" And you see everyone begins to gather things, and people with spears, people didn't have spears, all of a sudden have a spear, including children.
Well, I guess we have our choice made.
And as you do that, you see an entire, almost the jungle just outside seem to come alive as these what are half wolves, half men creatures, but more wolf, come pouring out of the jungle by the dozen. You lose count after you count the first. You see about 30 or 40 of them.
Are these things that we were warned about?
They are.
These were one of them.
Okay.
And you watch as everyone in the village, all of the most combat veterans, all run towards the fight and begin trying to hold them off, while everyone else is getting the fuck out.
I'm gonna wave to the rest of
What are
my
you doing?
guys. I'm gonna wave to the rest of our group, and I'm gonna be like, "Come here. We are going to protect the newborns and the parents."
Understood.
On the way.
So, as you begin to gather around the newborn and the parents, um, you notice that the newborn is no longer crying. You do notice that that it's completely silent and just a normal, happy baby that is not aware of its surroundings, but not crying, as all of their stuff is almost already broke down in a matter of seconds. Tents have all been already pulled down and are gone. As everyone gathers their belongings and they all run into the woods, along with the parents. Are you following?
Yeah, I would want to stick with the parents and the newborn.
Behind you, you hear massive fighting going on as you run into the forest. Everyone sticking together in a group. Every once in a while, you do see up ahead as what look to be scouts wave the leader, what appears, what you could assume is still the leader of this group, waves him past, and are kind of taking up the rear as you pass them. And you hear massive fighting and dying behind you. As you continue on in through the woods, and running through this jungle, you run for about 20 minutes straight. As all of you run, you notice that none of the patrons are even winded, as you guys are starting to get a little bit tired for running 20 straight minutes at full blast. And they begin to slow down as they can no longer hear the fighting behind them. And they are still making a decent pace, but not running. Fighting gets further and further in the behind you, and at about 30 minutes in, you can no longer hear the fighting. It is far enough behind you.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Oh, so who has advantage? Somebody has advantage. Give all players advantage on their next roll. You can thank Lord Richter for that.
Well, thank you.
So you all have
Thank you.
advantage. Everyone begins to slow down a little bit more, and finally everybody's back to a walk. As you see the leader kind of motion everyone ahead as he waits for you all to catch up. And as you all catch up, how did you see them? That was quite good. Thank you for alerting us.
I'm not a big person when it comes to crowds, so I just went to the edge of the village to contemplate some things, and while I was contemplating, I barely saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Well, I'm very happy you did, as are all of us.
I'm sorry about the men you lost trying to flee the area.
The labyrinth tries to take us all, but yet we still live on, and we have a new one to look after.
I'm gonna guess like people have some sources of light, or a couple of us without dark vision. Are we just kind of like holding on and following?
You do notice that quite a few of their runes are glowing bright enough. Some of the runes on the patrons are glowing bright enough that you have some light, and that's how you were able to disappear into the woods with little to no light. Some of them are glowing, and so you had a little tiny bit enough to be able to not trip over yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, because I was saying, I was like, oh, only the captain's got dark vision, so.
As you continue going through the woods, about another hour goes by, and you see quite a few patrons emerge from the woods, just off to your left, and they kind of nod, and they all stop, and the leader talks to them for a few minutes, and then comes back and joins you all. We lost 6. Their numbers were in the hundreds, but we still lost 6.
Well, thankfully it wasn't more, even with as sad as losing those men. Thankfully it wasn't more than that.
You know, one of the nightmares that lives in this place, and you've met a couple others and survived very uncharacteristically.
We're kind of like cockroaches. We're hard to get rid of.
I see.
Persistent.
Plot armor's a thing.
Plot armor's a thing?
Classic Louis fourth wall break.
Note, plot armor's a thing.
Merry Christmas to you, Lord Richter. Because and this is our last stream of the year. So we will be back on, I believe it's the 11th is our next episode. Or the 8th. The 8th
think
we
so.
will be back. The 8th. Yes, we will be back on the 8th. Also, I'm giving away a video game. If you are here for the giveaway, and you type in the chat, I'm going to use the same one because there wasn't enough people to give it away before. But my the code for the day is still holiday, And if you want to join me in, you have to put it into my chat room, not into Jade's chat room. But if you put it into my chat, you could possibly win a game. So first one to
Don't worry.
put that in.
I'll be here for it.
Are you going to be here for it? Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you positive?
Yeah.
Make sure you're
50-50.
alternate.
Ah, shit.
I could
Silly
kill
like
all
that.
of you.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I mean, I have 7 other characters made up, so.
But as our monkey friend says, we have plot armor.
Yeah.
Do you really? I mean,
If Louis said it, it's got to be true.
it's got to be
I
true.
mean, plot armor is only as
I
good as one if the
mean-
plot says so.
I mean, here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, Sarai's going to make sure she survives. That's all I'm going to say.
Captain goes down with the ship.
And I can already fulfill the cardinal rule of something like this: is you don't have to be the fastest, just faster than the people next to you, and I can outrun everybody here.
That is one of my favorite sayings, because my whole thing is, I have friends who are like workout people, and I'm like, look, if you ever see me running, you should probably run too. And I only have to be faster than the people I trip. So, yeah. So whatever's chasing me, you probably want to run also. Whether it's zombies or whatever it happens to be, you probably also want to run.
So you're saying you don't have to outrun the bears, you have to outrun you.
Just have to outrun someone else, yes.
Gotcha.
Also, if you ever find my dead body in a gym or on a running track, just know that I was killed somewhere else. Just FYI.
All right.
Yeah, that's not my thing. I never run, especially with a bad knee. That would kill me. So, and Bina's over there playing her Dead by Daylights. She didn't even come visit us for a few minutes.
No, I sent her a message.
Did she say anything?
No,
She
no,
hasn't
no.
said anything.
All just running away.
Well, I sent it through Discord, just like
Yeah.
I just wrote like, thanks for abandoning us, JK.
We'll have to give her a hard time. She's already up to
Yes.
10 people watching her stream. I cannot get anyone in my stream. What the hell?
Well, actually, I do have a stream up. I should write in there. Send people over.
Yeah, right. If they tell everybody if they want video games, free video games, to come over to our stream.
Free.
Bean is like gonna be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Anyway, so if you want to stay here with us, you are more than welcome to stay as long as you like. However, you will also contribute. Everyone contributes if you stay.
And we're pretty well versed in the everybody pulls their weight.
That's why I weigh so little.
As I look over at Louis, some of us less than others. He eats
Yeah.
more than he contributes.
I can't type on phones very well.
I'm working on getting a rune that will fix my ability to contribute more that way.
Not really one for very physical tasks.
I mean, everyone contributes, even the children.
I'll do my best.
I'm just good at keeping people alive.
I will avoid poking things.
Yes, it is
Victor, no.
best not to poke things here in the labyrinth. Because
I don't want to make the captain mad again.
well, things will poke back.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm sure he's learned that lesson.
kinky.
And not in a good way.
You don't know what I find good.
I was gonna say, I think that's a judgment call.
Wait, Beanie's she's actually on full camera because she got her new hair done, so she had to show it off her really pretty hair.
Ah.
Oh, I guess I should say happy birthday, Trent.
Happy birthday, Beanie! Anyway, so if you want to stay, you can, but you will each participate in your own way, providing whatever you can. Is this acceptable?
And I have no problem with it.
Yeah,
If these other yahoos have a problem with it, they can answer to me.
I am a yeehaw, not a yahoo.
We'll be fine.
Okay. As it is, so it will be. And he turns and walks off towards some others as you all continue to follow along. They walk for about another 2 hours or so before they all make a stop. And you would, as none of them seem to be even a little bit winded. You all have been pressed a little bit hard because you ran for the first 20 minutes or so before you slowed down, and it's still been a brisk walk even to this point. And they kind of seen that you all are a little bit winded, and because they were making a very quick pace of it. So they've kind of everyone's stopped and to give you all a moment of respite.
This is when endurance checks would be nice, but they got rid of those.
No, you can still make a Constitution saving throw or an Athletics saving throw in this case. I need all of you to roll an Athletics check for me
Damn
because I
it.
was about to do it anyway, but he just kind
You
of
know what?
segued
I have a
into it.
feeling I'm gonna need to use my advantage
it-
on this one.
Is it not a
Yeah.
Constitution save? That's not what it is.
Not a save, no. It's an
Oh, I wrote the wrong
it's
thing.
an athletics because you need athletics to be
Okay,
able to
okay,
keep up.
I'll accept that. A 14 is not bad. I
Uh,
will humbly
hold on.
accept that.
Hey, let's
I'm gonna
go.
reroll that.
Yeah, I'll re-roll mine too. So,
I didn't re-roll mine. I have a -1 in athletics.
Perfect.
Okay.
There we go, 15. That's better.
No, not bad. You all are doing fairly decently, but Victor's starting to get a little more tired than the rest of you. So they kind of slow down. And you don't get to do it twice, Victor, by the way. You only get to roll it once.
Oh yeah. Well, I was using my. Did we get advantage?
Oh, you do have advantage. Oh, you used your advantage to reroll it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the
And
16
Dana
was
also
my.
used hers. So 16 is your number.
Wait,
No, I
Sorry.
think
Yeah.
Louis.
Louis also used his.
I'm the only one that didn't,
You're the only one.
because I
that
actually
didn't.
rolled decent.
Okay. So each of you used your advantage, so you don't have, except for one. One of you has advantage now.
I'm saving
And-
that
I
for
thought it was on the
later.
next roll.
Huh?
I thought it was on the next roll.
Well,
Okay,
you get to use it when you want. It's inspiration.
Okay.
And you all seem to be doing better. But you are starting to get it is starting to get a little tired. Except for, Louis seems to be the one that has the most vitality. I think. Who has the highest con?
+3.
Oh, you do. Maybe.
Yep, I've only got a +2.
I only have a +2.
+1.
Oh, you seem to be doing the best. Out of everyone, you are the least winded of everybody, which is odd because you are the weakest of all of them.
I'm little. I had
Weakest,
to
but
run
as
through a
long
lot
as
more. I
this
had to run
bag
through
of
more.
holding is actually remarkably light.
This is true. It is very light.
Okay.
Um,
Suddenly we noticed Dana's not carrying anything except just the clothes on her back and the bag of holding.
and the bag of holding, which doesn't weigh anything because it's a bag of holding.
And I think my spell book actually moves on its own, if I'm not mistaken.
So, they all stop and kind of take a few minutes. There is some water passed around along with some snacks, some bread and water, and some sort of beef. You're not sure what kind of meat it is. And you did see a couple pieces of larger pieces of meat, but there were like 3 or 4 of them that other people had carried. And there was plenty for everyone. Probably that replication spell of food that they readily used earlier. About 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes. Probably enough time for a short rest, so you could all take a short rest if you need one. Of course, you haven't done much this game, so you probably don't need to even use it, but you do take a short rest. At about that time, the one female patron that had kind of watched you, Victor, from afar, she brings you a large container of water to drink. Here you are. Drink.
Thank you, ma'am. I take a big drink out of it.
She looks at you all. Mensch, in this place. This is quite odd.
What? Who? What? What did you call us?
Mensch.
What does that mean?
You all are one of the lower races, Mensch. You were created by the gods, correct?
Actually,
I believe so, for the most part.
So
actually,
Mensch.
tieflings weren't. Tieflings were packed between human and devils.
Yeah, they were a pact between.
So technically, is a rise not of the gods.
True.
Well, they're bad gods. Or aren't the devils seen as just
I
like
mean,
evil gods, technically, sort of?
the gods of hells, but different planes of existence.
Same level of power, different names.
Pretty much, yes.
And Louis gonna be like, I have no idea what made my people or me.
Most all, and she does kind of she does look at you, still, Zerai, and kind of groups you still with the humans and the elves and the dwarves and all the other mensch. And we've never had mensch here before that I know of. Good luck.
Thank you.
You?
Kind of feels like a backhanded compliment a little bit.
It is kind of a
A
backhanded
little bit.
compliment. as she begins to turn away, she kind of gives Victor a little tiny bit of an extra glance and then walks away.
Did I do something? I'm confused.
Maybe she wants to make sure that your offspring isn't all mensch.
I think I'll pass.
You don't want a little bit of divination, a little divine in you?
Nah, I already have someone I'm interested.
You
I
don't want to be
really wanna...
in a little bit of divine.
No, I already have somebody else that I'm interested in. I don't. No.
um,
I mean, I hear what happens in the labyrinth stays in the labyrinth.
Don't encourage him.
I'll come back to that. I might have this. I might have to separate from the group for a little bit.
Oh. Everyone gathers up their belongings about 30 minutes after the for the break, and begins to gather their things and looks at you all, and we continue. Good.
I'm good.
Sounds good.
And you continue running for what seems to be hours at a very, very brisk pace. Not a run, but not and a little bit lower than a jog, but it's still a brisk walk. And you're not sure how long you've been walking. Because here time seems really weird. As you've noticed that when the sun comes up, there's no sun. When the sun goes down, there's just darkness.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff.
Yeah, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. You continue on what you would guess is 4-5 hours at this pace, and you come to a stop just as the sun is beginning to rise. Or, well, what appears to be the sun, as light appears to start from somewhere. And they all come to a stop.
Are we taking a break?
I need all of you really quick again to roll another athletics check.
Done.
See how tired you are.
Much more tired.
No sound. Wait, hold on.
Oh, okay.
I got a nat 20. I'm good.
I'm good.
Wait, no
Yeah.
sound.
I got a 17. I don't. The least athletic person in this group is not the one that's tired.
My robes are in tatters at this point.
I was just told there's
So we're all good,
Yeah,
and Dana's kind of potentially face planted from being tired.
Hold on.
Potentially face planted.
No, I hear sound.
We moved all night,
I hear sound.
and now the light is out, and now I can't sleep.
Wait. Do I still have that jug of, or that thing of water with me?
You do. You have some left over. There's not much. It's almost all gone.
I'm gonna walk over to Dana and be like, "You want this?
What are you doing?
Do you want some water?"
Yes.
It's kind of handed Dana. You drink the rest of it.
You finish off the last little tiny bit of water.
That wasn't enough.
I don't suppose anybody's got, create or destroy water prepared.
I mean, I guess we try to get more water from that one person.
Well, that could be a way we can contribute too, is create water.
Not true.
They might have that ability too, I'd imagine.
It is the start of a new day. Is that a spell that a cleric can?
It's a level 1 spell, but I don't have it prepared.
You can swap it out after a long rest.
Yeah, and we haven't taken a long rest since the last time I swapped spells around.
Well, I don't know that we have a way to get water. I think because we've been walking through a desert, right? Or still a jungle.
No, it's the jungle.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it upon myself to go to that person I gave you water for and ask them if we can get another thing of water.
You're gonna walk over to the same girl.
Yes.
Okay. As you walk over, she takes your small container of water. There was water, um, and she takes it from you, and she walks over and dips it into a little tiny bit bigger thing of water, and it's only about this full, and then she traces a rune on the back of her hand, and it slowly fills with water, and she hands it to you.
Thank you. And then I'm gonna head it back.
As you go to take it from her, she kind of
Oh
holds
shit.
it for a second and doesn't let go,
Uh, did I do something? Why?
and then she lets go.
I was gonna give a weird look like, what the hell? And then just kind of slowly back up and turn away at the same time with a look that's like, I'm very confused.
With an awkward backing up um and being almost tripping over himself to walk away. Um she kind of gives you a funny look as you kind of step away and walk backwards awkwardly with your water, and then turn around and quickly make haste back to the rest of the group.
Once I get back, I hand it back to Dana and I'm like, here's some more water for you.
Thank you.
I kind of look back like, did I do something? You guys pick up anything? I'm very confused.
Why? What happened?
Well, when she gave me the water back, she like didn't let go for a second.
Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. She also gave me like an extra look the last time she gave water to us. I'm very confused. I don't know. Do I got like some weird clothing on? Do I have like a spot on my face? I'm so confused.
You got nothing from me. If you didn't do anything wrong, then I don't know what it could be.
All right. I'm just gonna sit there and ponder that.
You see a couple begin to start setting up what looks to be another village of sorts, as they kind of put some stuff together, and make a circle of tents around an area. We should be okay. The leader walks over to you, and we should be okay for the moment. I think we've lost them for now. Another group went off in another direction to lead them away from us.
He's like, so what can we do to help?
So you can help by looks at Victor and at you. You two seem to be the warrior type.
Knew I liked you.
I'm gonna kind of look at Louis Vick. He's probably more warrior than I am, but I help.
He says, "So you two can stand watch with the others."
Would the leader know anything of why I keep getting weird looks? Like, can I ask that?
Are you going to ask that?
Yes. Because I want to know what the hell's going on.
As you
So I'm like,
so exactly how are you asked? What are you saying? Please
so I'm gonna look at it and be
enlighten
like,
me.
so that one that brought me water gave me a weird look when she had it back. And then when I get more water from the same, she like didn't let go for a second. So is there something about me that I'm not picking up on that she thinks is weird or something?
I would ask her. I don't know.
Hmm. Okay.
I know she is one of she's just joined our group for a little while to get some rest. She's normally a runner.
All right. Well, I'll ask her when I get a chance next time. Thank you.
Let me ask. Out of curiosity, is the word or the use of is calling someone a mensch? Is that meant to be a bad thing?
That is what all races, besides what you consider the gods and us, are.
Okay. She called us that, and it was a tone thing. I just wanted to make sure it
Well,
wasn't.
you are Mensch. Are you not?
Yeah, I think he means the way she said it.
Hmm.
Just didn't sound like a good thing necessarily. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't an insult.
Mensch are. I mean, to anyone that is Mensch, it might be an insult.
Should we take it as an insult?
Yeah, I don't know. Should you take it as an insult? I mean, you are Mensch. That is what all creatures that were created by the gods, the lower races, yes.
Hmm.
We
Where's it
were.
going?
One day we will take our rightful places back with among and become the new gods if we ever escape. And then we can dispense with the pleasantries of calling you Mensch.
And
Hmm.
then what?
And then we will rule.
Oh,
You know, I've heard a story about a person who tried to become a god. The world ended up getting destroyed. That's a pretty high ambition.
He kind of smiles. We know we were there at the beginning.
Ominous.
So
We
you
have,
know of this. You know of the tale I speak.
I mean, there are many tales of comings and goings of gods. We were quite powerful ourselves and rivaled the gods. That is why we are here. So, um, you you and your friend that is T-posing in the back. um, you will help with food prep and making sure that everyone is fed and keep security amongst the little ones. Make sure they don't wander off and get themselves killed.
With the ultimate T-pose power. It causes fear and everything.
You wouldn't happen to know of any written spells that I can incorporate to better assist with that? Like scrolls, you know?
Written spells? Why would we need to write spells? We have them at our disposal.
Told
I'll
you.
take this as a note.
Thanks. Anyway.
We interact with the weave on a different level than you do. You need
Illiterate
spells
gods.
and rituals and things. We do not. We pluck from the physical parts of the weave.
Do have some acquaintance with the physical weave. The only way I've been able to manifest it recently has been through the written word and, well, the one rune that I've been given by Ladem, but...
So, because you know of something of the weave and are able to touch just the smallest portion, how much do you actually know?
I think you would be surprised by how much I have learned from the physical weave. Let's just say I wouldn't be a shaper of the arcane without my exposure to the physical.
You are much older than you appear.
What gave it away?
Who were your parents?
One was a man from... I believe we were originally from this planet. Or the world that we came from. I don't know how connected you are to planet name.
Azmathu?
Azmathu. I don't know how connected you are to Azmathu, but that is where we came from. I believe I am ultimately from here.
Well, you are no longer in Azmathu.
I can see that.
I do not know where your Azmathu is.
I'm sorry that you were born in a prison. I cannot, well, if curiosity gets the better of you, maybe I can share my knowledge of the outside.
I would be interested in knowing what is on the outside and what awaits us. I do wonder, though, where was your mother from?
And sort of the expression that was on her face just sort of falls away. I don't know.
Did she have any of these? And he holds out his hand in all the runes.
I don't know.
Because
If I knew
you.
her, it was a long time ago.
He kind of places his hand on you. Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. You know what? No, I'm gonna spend my inspiration to let you
I just
re-roll
let it
that.
happen. Oh,
No, you can re-roll it. You can have my inspiration.
never spend inspiration on me. I'm not worth it.
Damn it.
I'm
What'd you-
horrible at rerolls.
Sometimes
At least
hold on.
it's not a critical failure, but holy shit.
Okay, well, it's not a critical failure, but you still failed. He looks at your. He then he looks at you for a moment. He grabs your hand and looks at the rune on your hand. You are very strange indeed. Because you are neither mensch nor patron. You are curiosity indeed.
Aren't we all, though? Mensch, patron, or in between.
We have things to discuss at a later date. For now, we are going to rest. I suggest you all rest too, because we will press
Very
on
well.
in the morning
Meanwhile, like while this is going
or
on,
tonight.
you'll see Zerai in the background just running around with the kids, playing games with them.
And a couple of the guards take the other two of you off, and you all he puts you in a thing and just says watch. Put you in a spot out just outside of the small makeshift village that they created, and it just points out into the forest, into the woods, and just says watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look in the immediate area from where he told me to sit and watch and look if there's something I can climb up on, because I'm pretty short.
Oh yeah, there's lots of trees. You can easily climb the trees.
Okay, then I'll climb up a tree so I can see better. I'm used to seeing from up above.
So you all take your watches and kind of keep the children and prepare some food for everyone um, for the next 4 hours, and then someone relieves you, and they as these for you two out on watch, um, one of them kind of shakes the tree that you're in, and your watch is over. You can rest.
I'll hop down and then go back to the camp.
He comes over, and the other one comes over and smacks you on the shoulder, and as he does, he kind of gives you a nod, Victor,
Okay.
and he says, "Your watch is done."
Thanks. I'm gonna head back. Not sure what the hell the nod was about, but all right. I get a lot of weird signals from these people.
The other two of you and the T-poser in the back, they come over, and some of the others relieve you. Some of the older teenagers, and they relieve you of duties and tell you you can rest.
I kind of stay around a little bit longer because I like Zerai likes being around kids and like
Makes sense.
taking care of them. So she's gonna like continue to like chase them around and like play games with them while everybody else is doing work. Kind of keeping an eye on them, but also entertaining them.
Oh, people are throwing stuff at you again, Jade.
Yeah, I saw that.
Here. I will throw things at you too. I will throw kitties at you. Hellos. Anyway, you all take your long rest. As you all are resting, I'm gonna have everybody. No, what is everybody's passive perception as you guys go to lay down?
14.
14,
14.
14,
Mine's
14,
11.
11. Victor, what was yours?
14.
14. For those 14s and not the 11s, for those with the passive or 14, you Victor, you notice that sitting kind of half
Oh god.
around the corner, that same female patron that kind of gave you the side eye is kind of watching while watching, from a distance, kind of keeps looking over in your direction as you bed down.
I have to go figure out what the hell this is about.
Don't forget
Yeah,
to
what
Completely
bring
the fuck is she
clueless.
protection.
about?
Completely clueless.
Don't forget
As-
protection.
As Victor walks over, I'll just kind of mumble over to him. Be careful.
I won't poke anything, I swear.
I also love that earlier you asked Dana, who I've explicitly said is like socially unawares as fuck.
Well, I figured so,
But apparently
maybe.
you are completely socially unaware also. So Victor, you are completely
Hey, I never
socially
said
inept.
Victor paid a bunch of very well attention in social settings.
Now the question is, does she actually find you attractive, or are you just a penis that's not related to her?
I'm hoping it's not the latter.
It's something exciting and new.
Oh my god.
And off
Oh
to her tent we
wow.
go.
Oh, that is going in the gamer quotes.
That was fantastic.
That was awesome.
That was
Well, I
actually
mean,
really
I'm
good.
a whole other species. I'm a monkey man. I'm pretty sure I'm off the table.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, furries do
Okay.
exist. What?
True,
What?
but
Who? What? When? Where?
I
Why?
mean,
What?
if it's for breeding purposes, I think I'm off the table. But they are patrons. Who
mean-
knows?
House down.
I'll stop.
So
I mean, you can crossbreed a lot in this game. In the game in D&D. I will say that.
you begin to walk over towards her, and she notices that you've noticed, and she's washing out some clothes as she's dunking them in some water and kind of rinsing them out and wringing them out.
Okay.
And she continues on her. She kind of seemed a little startled that you were walking over, and she continues.
I'm going to her tent tonight. Anyways,
Are you?
I don't know. Victor's kind of thinking maybe, but also like, different culture, so not really sure.
You're not a
Oh.
bard, Victor.
No, but I could fail horribly well. I try to
The
be a
only
bard.
reason she was impressed is because of the dancing. There's your performance check.
I can twerk with the best of them. What can I say? Anyways, I was like, as I come up to him, like, hey, is there something you wanted to tell me? I just
No.
noticed you keep looking at me.
I was.
Any particular thing that I did?
You're a buffoon, and she takes and she throws the wet clothes at you.
Hmm. Vic, I don't pick up on social cues well. What can I say?
I'm watching this from a distance, and then as she does that, like I laugh so hard that they could hear it.
Wait,
Well,
I
you
can hear
do
you
hear
laugh.
chuckles from throughout the camp.
When Victor turns to look at me, I'm gonna just give him the two. I'm giving him the Steve-O double thumbs up and smile. Just
I'm working on my find familiar ritual, and I'm just like, yep, she's definitely mad at him.
I'm just like, what? Is there something we can go away from people so I can actually talk to you without having to be judged by everyone?
You are oblivious, aren't you?
He's quite oblivious.
Thanks, Captain.
I just
Yeah.
reach my hand up and give you a just thumbs up. I got your back.
You could say that. You could also say that I don't particularly do well in social settings.
As I am a runner and rarely interact with others, I am also somewhat awkward in social settings, but you do not pick up on any clues.
You could say,
Pick those up and follow me.
yes, ma'am.
Wow, he even busted out the ma'am.
Hey,
Wow, wow.
if I learned one thing from my previous captain, respect is a big thing. Did you do? Are you doing that in character?
Yes.
Definitely in character.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's awesome.
Louis just busts into "In the Jungle."
No.
The mighty jungle.
We are in
Lorena
it.
No.
grabs a knife.
Victor's gonna learn tonight.
Or be
Is
stabbed.
he gonna learn? We don't know.
I may be
As
murdered, for all I know.
as your scene fades to black and everyone goes to sleep, yeah, so because we're not gonna go into the scene, so
Roll for performance.
Wow.
And athletics. Maybe a little
apparently
acrobatics
he so you all except for Victor gets a long rest. Victor, you as everyone else wakes up, you get 1 point of exhaustion.
Oh,
Oh, damn.
oh, damn! It was
Damn.
a fun bow chicka bow wow.
You laid with a demigod, so that makes sense.
You're halfway to being gay.
My obliviousness works.
um so you do get a point of exhaustion, so make sure you mark that on your character sheet. Don't forget
Where
to
do I
mark it.
that at?
Under conditions.
So it could be under features though. I
Um
don't know where it's gonna be on D&D Beyond. I don't know where that's gonna
hold
list
on,
it
let
on
me
the
tell you
character
where it's
sheet.
at.
Oh wait, I see it. Hold on, I see it.
Exhaustion
Exhaustion.
level 1. Yeah, all the way at the
Exhaustion
bottom.
level 1.
There we go. It's marked.
Victor is exhausted, level 1.
Fantastic.
As you watch everyone else get up, you all see him emerge from the tent that they were in, and he looks like he just went to war himself.
Jesus,
He
did
is
I like
completely all
barely?
disheveled.
Did I like barely survive? The fuck?
I mean, you promised you wouldn't do any poking, so
You lied.
A little bit.
You
at
meant
least
to
this
not do
was
any
a po-
poking, but there was poking.
I mean,
I'd say
he wouldn't,
she was
so I
hot.
mean, he promised. That means he got poked.
It was a give and take.
So, yeah, it's been a few hours. Everybody gets a long rest, but you, and everyone begins to get up from as it begins to get dark. And she emerges like 5 minutes after you from the tent, and she looks like she's just gotten a full night's rest.
All right.
As Victor walks back over to the group, I hand him a cup of coffee. I'm like, it looks like you need this.
Yeah, just a little bit. Does it take it? Thanks, Captain.
Where are we getting
Uh huh.
coffee
Uh
from?
huh.
Well,
Was it worth it?
yes.
I guess that's all that matters.
I heard you say something, Dana.
I asked where we're getting the coffee from.
There's a
Brewed it.
Starbucks right around the corner.
You didn't see the
I'm sure there's
you didn't
coffee
see the
beans.
you didn't see the Starbucks.
Everywhere has a Starbucks.
Oh right, I forgot I wrote down a percolator and 10 pounds
Oh.
of coffee beans on the in the bag.
Well, we do. I would definitely make sure we had coffee beans.
Well, you could probably have a few, and they can easily replicate them. They probably may not
And
know.
all I would need to brew coffee is like a kettle and something to strain the bean water with. Like a cheesecloth or a fabric or something.
I mean, true.
All right, let's go.
It's easy enough. It's easy enough to make coffee. All you need is the beans. So you all break camp and begin your trek through the forest again, keeping a semi-brisk pace again. You continue on through the entire night. Every so often, you do hear almost a growling come from far off in the distance. But it seems that whatever was out there is short lived, because soon after you see a couple bloody spears come back with some of the patrons, um, and you all continue through the night and have no other encounters for that night. You do make camp as the sun begins to rise in the morning. You've noticed that mostly travel during the day is the easiest, because that is when the least amount of danger is. That there's things that will get you in the night here. As you all are making camp, one of the runners comes running back into camp, whispers to the leader. The leader turns and looks at you all, nods to the runner, and he runs back into the jungle. The camp gets set up, and about an hour after camp is set up, the two of the guards come up and they look at you, or you, Louis, and you, Victor, and say, "Your turn, guard."
I'm
That way.
assuming I'm still exhausted, correct?
You are.
Fantastic. Like, okay.
You are standing watch and you are exhausted.
We do it in the plastic.
After did not get any sleep, and now you just march through the jungle. on a forced march through the night, you are exhausted.
I guess while we're walking over, and I'm looking.
One of them looks at you and says, "You seem tired, Mensch.
You could say that.
Can't keep up."
Sure, we'll go with that.
How close am I to this? Can I hear any of this?
You're right next to him because he was tending you to watch.
I kind of smack him on the back and start walking away. And be like, more like, can't keep it up anymore. And just keep going.
He's kind of just look at Louis and be like, "There are some days, Louis, I just want to hit you as hard as I can with my stick and see if I can smash you into a little ball of nothing."
As this is going
I've-
down, I just chuckle and turn around and start walking towards where
As
the
you
kids
say
stands are.
that, this patron guard looks at you and says, "She wants you to use the stick on her again."
Maybe after guard duty, we'll see.
Oh my god.
I barely hear this as I'm walking away,
You're
and I
literally
turn
gonna
around and I look
die.
at Victor. I'm like, no. You
Yeah,
need
what?
rest.
I
You
poked
need
something-
rest.
I poked something and we didn't die.
Captain's orders.
Yeah, but we didn't die.
Captain's orders. You need rest.
I'm gonna kind of turn that and be like, "We'll see about that."
Just because we're not on the Evergiven doesn't mean I can't reprimand you.
You know what happens in here stays in here. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but a captain never
Yes, but you can only
forgets.
get so exhausted before you literally stop breathing.
I got like what 2 more levels?
Before she kills you.
I
2 more
imagine the levels of
before she
exhaustion
dies.
would start increasing exponentially. The more you go about not sleeping.
I have 2
And
more
forced
levels of
marching
exhaustion. I
everything.
can take it.
Take 1 more level.
I mean, if it's 1 level each time, you're just gonna be dead and sit in like 6 days.
6 days. Got it.
She or he the patron looks at you and says, "Good luck." And pushes you into the into the forest, where he tells you to keep an eye, and he's like, "I will be watching you, Mensch. Don't fall asleep."
I kind of when he's away far enough, I'm gonna look at Louis and go, "Make sure I don't fall asleep.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Hit me up a rock or something."
Louis, as you go up in the tree, you immediately watch him starting to nod off.
He starts doing the head bobs.
Oh no.
Are you gonna hit him? You can throw some
I'm
rocks
waiting.
at him to keep him awake.
We'll see.
Start throwing pine cones at him.
The rest of you are the other Dana, you and Zerai are taken off along with Mango to to where all the children are, and the food is prepped and everything. And as you begin to play with the leader walks over to Zerai. "May I have a word?"
Sure. I had a kid on my shoulder, so I put the kid down and kind of pushed them off to go play.
As you all walk away from the rest of the group and off to the side a little ways from everyone else.
Is it just me and him, or is it
Just
me,
you and him.
and okay?
He says he looks towards Dana and says and says to you, I believe your friend Dana is maybe part patron. One of us.
That's interesting. What makes you say that?
Because I read her soul.
Mm. See, I really, I couldn't tell you because even though she's been part of my crew for a long time, really don't know much about her.
She is much older than she appears. She is on the age of us. As we grow, we become more.
Well,
I
isn't that the truth for
believe.
any sentient being?
Yes, but I believe she has been touched by a god. Because she is only half of what we are. The other half is mensch. I have never seen the like before, because I believe her mother would have had to have herself willingly get pregnant by a mensch.
Well, the funny thing is love is a mysterious power. It's a mysterious feeling. It causes us to do things that we wouldn't normally do.
I just wanted you to be aware. Also, I have word. Ledem is rumored to be at gate 5, or was there recently. If you hurry, you can catch him. Maybe, if he was there.
We are still for the first gate, I'm
You're
assuming.
still at gate number 1. Or you can stay
How
with us,
long?
and I do not know how long it will take us to get there. Weeks, days. As slow as we go, you runners make better time by themselves because they run. We are a group. We travel and protect ourselves during the day and travel at night. But that's up to you.
I will let the rest of my crew know. Thank you. And well, as soon as I talk to them, I'll let you know our decision.
And then he kind of looks over in the direction of Victor, and he says,
Ah, shit.
I will speak to the runner and make sure that your friend doesn't die.
I kind of, Zerai just kind of gives a hearty chuckle. I appreciate that. I tried to tell him to get some frickin' rest tonight, and he won't listen to me, even though I'm the captain, and I even said captain's orders.
I never said I wouldn't for sure.
Yes, please make sure he comes back to the tent when he's done with his watch, so he can at least get some rest. If we are to part, I need him in his best form, in the best form he can possibly be at.
Farewell.
And I look
Very
over
good.
at him as he's kind of nodding off.
You all can travel with us if you still want to, though. So make up your mind. Let me know by the time we pack. It'll be by the time that we finished our rest.
Yeah, as soon as those two are done with their watch, I will talk to them.
He kind of nods towards you and then walks off to the towards the runners tent to apparently to
I
have
go
a
back to playing
conversation.
with the kids.
You
Who's the
all
person I was talking to about passing on my memory?
huh?
Can I find the patron who was asking me about my
That was the elder.
That was the
elder?
oldest, yeah, the elder and the what appears to be the leader of the group.
Before I turn in, can I seek him out?
Yes. So you all finish your watch. You do go without completely falling asleep, Victor. Um, it was
Congratulations.
very hard to keep your eyes awake, but you managed to do it and not have the guards stick you with a spear because you were
Did I manage on my own, or did Louis throw shit at me?
I don't know. Did Louis throw anything at you?
And then how far asleep he looked.
He was starting to nod off.
I would say I was pretty much falling asleep at points.
Let me look at my spell really quick.
Ah, shit. This might have been a bad idea.
Oh, I can only, oh no, damn it. Thaumaturgy's fun, but I want prestidigitation. I want to be able to throw my voice. So no, I don't throw shit at him. I throw shit around him so it makes noise and startles him.
Okay.
Um, uh, as you all finish your things, you're gonna go walk over to find the leader. As you approach, he looks up at you. Yes. What can I do for you?
You were interested in my memories.
Yes, I'm interested to know what we face if we ever leave this place.
Well, I
So
can.
please tell me.
Better yet, I can show you. And I, in code thoughts, pull a strand of my memories of our time on
The
I literally-
Evergiven.
The
No,
Evergiven on
no,
Azmathu?
the other. On Azmathu, yes.
You keep forgetting that name.
It's because I have other letters associated with it, and Azmathu, like A is not the one I have associated in my brain. So I'm sorry.
Ishgard?
Azmathu. So all of my memories of us in Azmathu, like recently,
Okay.
is what I pull out. And
Are you including all detail?
Okay.
maybe I leave out the part where we raised hell. Well, I mean that does give context. No, I probably do everything.
There we go.
I trust these people.
Everything from the time you arrived at Azmathu? Or how? What are you giving? Are you giving him before Azmathu?
I think I would include Ledem sending us back as well.
Okay.
Oh God.
He looks at it. What is this?
Oh, it's a memory. If you'll allow me. And I'm imagining I'm like holding it by the end of my wand.
I will. He looks at you and says, "Sure."
So I tap it to him and encode the memory into him.
You see him thinking for a moment as he absorbs all of the memory. This Mensch Dragonborn, he seems to be quite powerful.
Yes, Kaladim is a significant threat. That's partially why we're here. Mostly why we're here. It's pretty much the reason we're here.
Ledem looks much older than what he has been rumored to be.
Does he? This is the only time I've ever seen him, but that was 3,000 years in the future. Well, time does work a little bit differently in his prison.
He still looks older than what I was imagining. Um, he folds his hands in front of you and sits down, crisscross applesauce in front of you, and says, and points for you to sit.
I do the same.
Now, my turn. I want to know. Now, yes, yesterday I read who you are. I don't know if you felt the spell go through you or not.
I don't think I did. What did you find?
I still believe you are at least half patron. From your mother.
How could that be? How could that be possible?
She allowed herself to be impregnated by the Mensch. That would be the easiest way to explain it.
But then why would she leave me with him?
I do not know.
Well, if you can know all that, maybe you can make sense of this. And I encode thoughts again,
Uh-huh.
and I pull everything.
Everything?
Everything. Even the
Oh,
memories, even if I
shit.
can, the memories that are entangled that I don't even recall. If that's not a thing, then just everything
That
that
yeah,
I know.
everything you because they're entangled, so you still don't know them. Those ones,
Okay.
those
So
ones.
it'll probably be painful to like pull through the tangles, I would imagine.
Yes.
And it's just like massive because it's millennia of memories. And most of it is, to be fair, like nothing but just living in the astral sea.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I just hold out this massive strand. Can you make sense of this?
May I?
And I grant him all of my memories.
And you grant him everything that you remember.
Hmm.
As he absorbs all of it, you he sits up a little tiny bit more. You are more curious by the moment.
A lot
Thank
of
you
it makes
for
sense to me either.
thank you for entrusting me with those. I don't know what to make of some of it. If you give me a little bit of time, I can ponder it and think about it, and maybe it'll become clear.
Well, it seems like we're already traveling with the camp, but if we can afford to wait, then suppose I'll hear you out.
I believe I can help you. I am not for
This
sure,
is going to be interesting.
but I have a feeling that we can unravel some of this.
Thank you.
And as he stands up, he kind of gives you a half bow. And as he stands back up, he puts a hand out for you to stand up, and this is how we greet other patron.
I reciprocate the response.
And he turns and walks away. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end the episode, because
Of course it is.
there's a lot
Yeah.
that just got unpacked, and
And then there's going to be a lot
crap.
we have to discuss. The next discussion because like now we have what's going on with Dana that's going to conflict with what I just found out, because I'm gonna want to like try to catch up to Ladem now that we know where he is.
And she
This
may
is gonna
want
be
to
interesting.
stay here. So I've given everybody, some hooks and to see what happens. I have no idea what you're gonna do. Because you guys like to throw me for a loop as it is. So
Yeah, we
I'm
do
just
that.
glad. I'm just glad that
Felt like
somebody
that
was
was-
able to keep me awake.
I feel like that actually played out so well in the end that like all the rest
Yeah.
of us were like, we need to get ahead of this slow moving caravan. And the captain was like, well, no, but we should travel with them for safety's sake. And then out of necessity, we travel with them for safety's sake. And now we're completely flip-flopped on that, where captain now has information that is like, okay, now we have to break away from the group.
Well, the only reason I wanted to stay, or my reasoning for wanting to stay with the caravan, is because we have no fucking clue where we're going, right?
No, I know.
And it wasn't just safety's sake. It was the fact that we're traveling, even if like I don't want to technically be around these people, like yes or no, that's like I've been being very cordial, but Zerai doesn't want to be around these people. But she's been staying with them because safety in numbers, and they also know the lay of the land. And one thing she's learned as during her time on the Astral Sea is when you don't know where you're going, you stick with somebody that does.
I mean, that is
Fair.
yeah, that is a good rule to live by.
Okay.
All right, so
Just
before
really
we
today.
leave, I need a word from anybody that's in my chat. I think there's only one person in here, unfortunately. So if the one person in my chat wants to give me a word, otherwise I'll save it for next time,
Yeah,
for after the first of the year.
Richter's the only one who's eligible.
Yep. Unfortunately, you guys are not. Actually, you know what? Should I make you guys eligible for this one?
I don't think I
For
remember
these
the word
ones?
anyway,
I
so.
don't
I
either.
remember it.
You
Is
said
there
we
a
weren't
new word, or is
eligible,
it
so I
still the
didn't
first
remember.
one?
It was starting with an L.
Huh?
Oh,
Was it L? Or was that last?
Nope.
there's a second word. I don't remember what it is.
Was it
Nope.
holiday?
All right, I'll let you guys be eligible, but you have to type it into my chat. And whoever gets it there first will get a code. I'll let everybody do that. But nobody's typing it in, so I guess, you know. Anyway,
Words.
you don't remember the word?
I remember the word, but
We
I'm
were
giving other
ineligible.
people.
We were ineligible, so I didn't bother remembering.
See, I wrote it down that way in case in case she forgot what it was.
No, I didn't
I
forget.
would remember.
I didn't.
I know you wouldn't forget, but there's always the off chance that you forget something.
I mean,
Maybe.
it has happened on occasion. Just doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Eventually.
There it is. All right, I will send it.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
I will send it to you. I will send you the code for today. So you win Doom 64.
Oh, cool.
So it's a code for Doom 64. Yay!
Nice.
It's actually a
Nice.
pretty good game. It's
You
Doom.
got some Doom, and you got Doom 64 today.
You got
Yeah.
some Doom and.
I mean,
But
it was, I guess, kind of a good Doom, though.
but I'm really finally gonna be able. We're gonna be able to explore your background a little bit. I'm excited for that. Winby. I'm very excited to kind of
Mhm.
explore, and you get to tell your backstory a little bit more, which
Oh.
I'm very excited for. We kind of got to touch on most everybody's backstories a little bit,
I
except for
mean,
Mhm.
yours.
I mean, when
Your
we touched on my
it
backstory, it
touched
kind of was a
back.
pivotal. It was kind of a pivotal moment in the story itself. A little bit.
And we got to explore a little bit with Victor's because when you were back on the rock.
Yep.
And
Cool.
and then his little brief history jaunt for his trial.
Mhm.
And we had Raina's a little bit of hers and got to touch a little bit on hers, and then she got torn in half.
Oh, you mean Elodia?
Or Lodia, I mean.
Yeah, I'm like, who you reading?
I mean, that's what I meant, Elodia. So we touched on hers briefly and got a little tiny bit, but then we also got some from Louis, because
Mhm.
everybody
Yeah.
thinks he's a prince. These people
For some odd
don't know,
reason.
but they don't care because you're still not a patron, so they don't care. But the other places you've been kept referring you to as a prince. So you've got a little bit there. I'm excited to get it finally because you're the only mystery one who is kind of touched a tiny bit on your background, but not really explored it a lot. But now we get to explore your background quite a bit.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Louis did too good in his trial. He didn't go. He didn't bite into going into the past at all.
No, he didn't. Didn't seem to care.
It wasn't that important
I mean,
at
it
the
was your
time.
past.
Yeah, but I mean, when it's when it's a past, you don't have any memory of whatsoever anymore. I mean, or I mean, yeah.
I mean, maybe you do. It's just deep-seated past.
I'll have my traumatic moment where I remember my past in a different style of animation than the main story.
In a different anime.
What like in Kung Fu Panda, if you when he has his flashback, it's suddenly an old school drawn instead of the modern 3D animation.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I like
Yeah.
that
Have I
idea.
have I lived long enough to be able to cast legend lore on myself?
Um, I mean, probably.
Where are you going? Get back here.
What's my lore?
Well,
Well, about
What's my lore?
99.9% of it, you were in stasis, so you don't remember.
so he didn't do legend lore on you. He actually technically read your DNA.
Oh,
Is technically what he did.
that's a high level spell.
That's technically what he did. He read your DNA by touching you.
Damn.
That's
Um,
crazy.
that's how he knew that you were more than likely one of them. That's what the saving throw is for.
Mhm.
Anyway, thank you guys for all joining us. I will get you that code in a little bit. For Doom 64. I thought that was a pretty good one to give away. I have a bunch. I have like 40 codes sitting here, and a friend of mine is actually going to give me, because he does Humble Bundle, and he has like dozens and dozens of codes for extra games that he already had that they gave
Oh
him.
yeah,
And so
I
he's
do the
gonna.
Humble Bundle thing also.
So he has probably another 30 codes he's gonna give me. So I have lots of codes to give away. So
I know those ones expire though, depending on which ones they are.
some of them do, some of them don't. So
I believe
Yeah,
the
because I
ones
don't.
you get
I
from the
like the. Go ahead.
well, I said the ones you get from the monthly bundle, I don't believe those ever expire. I think the only ones that
Yeah,
do are the ones you buy from like no, because I've gotten the humble bundle a couple of times, and I've actually still
I
got some from like
well, I
3
do
years
the
ago that I
choice one, and this one says the keys expire January of 2026.
oh, okay. Well, that might be new because it was a couple of years ago the last time I got the humble choice.
I don't know if it's every game or if it's just like certain ones that do that.
yeah, the ones that I currently have don't have an expiration on them.
Yeah. So it might just be like
I think they're good for
sometimes they
forever.
do, or sometimes they don't. I'm not really sure.
Then don't forget if you also got Prime Gaming also gives away a lot of GOG codes.
Yeah, I get GOG codes all the time.
Hmm.
Anyway, but so you can check out my YouTube channel. I have episodes 0, 1, and 2 up. 3, 4, 5, and 6 are on their way. They got uploaded this afternoon, and they will be coming out on next week, over the Christmas break, and over I think one comes out tomorrow, and then one comes out on Monday, and then another one on Thursday, I think. So I have some more of those coming on my YouTube channel, so you can check out this show, all of the older episodes. We're on session 14 now today. So
I think so.
Yeah, I think this
session
is
14.
14.
Yeah, this is 14. So
Yeah.
I have a little more to upload before we kind of catch up to us, but we're getting there. We will not be back until the 8th of January. So
Man, I
we'll
need to mark
see
that down really
everybody
somewhere.
after the new year. I'm excited. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all the things to all all of our, happy holidays, whatever you happen to celebrate. We love you all. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget, if you like D&D stuff, I have cool D&D merch. You can go get your not that one. You can get your own D&D merch. You can go check out Misty Mountain Gaming at mistymountaingaming.com. And you can get, if you use Violet Femme at checkout, you get 10% off. If you want your own miniatures, you can go over to weprintminiatures.com and get 10% off if you use Violet Femme 1975, because they used my Instagram account instead of my Twitch account to use for my code. But I'm like, hey, okay, hey, they gave me a code, so I'm putting it out there. So go check them out. You can get 10% off from them also. Um, really quick, a quick around the room for if you are a streamer, check out these guys, and Winby, you're first.
You could just follow me, Winby on Blue Sky. If I'm doing anything, you'll find out there.
Okay. I've seen Harambe doing some streaming lately.
Yeah.
Who are you? Where we can find you?
Slackmorph 2023 at Twitch. Variety streamer, but I lean more towards horror and like third person action.
And last but not least, Jade.
I'm Trans Girl Jade over on Twitch, currently streaming. Also a variety of streamer, but I kind of lean more towards shooters and some horror stuff. After we wrap up here, I'm going to be joining my partner for the server and birthday shenanigans.
Birthday
I'm working on
shenanigans!
downloading. Yeah, I'm working on she wants to play Among Us, so I'm working on downloading that right now.
I'll see you there shortly then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Come on over, hang out. It's chill. We have fun here.
And Queen Bean, she's not here. You can find her at queenbean_21. She is currently streaming her birthday stream because she didn't want to come hang out with the cool kids.
Fair.
The bum. No, but go check her out. She is our mango in group, and I see you getting smaller and moving all around over there, Jade.
Yes, I'm repositioning, getting ready to go to my game layout.
So anyway, we love you all. Come and join us next on the 8th, and we will see you then. Until then, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we will see you then. Love y'all. Later.
Bye.
Don't. I don't remember what our catchphrase was again because
We don't have one yet.
I thought it was something like
We make up a new one like every 3 days.
We do. We make up a new one all the time. Anyway,
yeah,
love y'all.
We gotta write this down at some point.
Our catchphrase would just be, our catchphrase is just going to be ADHD go burr.
Go burr.
ADHD
Later,
ADHD go
everybody.
burr.
Hold on,
Have
I'm
a
writing
good
that
one.
down.
Bye.
Bye.